Imagine stepping off your flight at Los Angeles International Airport in Terminal 6 late at night, wiping fatigue from your eyes under artificial lights, and then realizing the gate is empty. Too empty, and you're not alone. Someone else is waiting. Someone who shouldn't be there. My name is David. I've flown tens of thousands of miles, seen airports in countless cities, but nothing prepared me for what I experienced in Terminal 6 at LAX one quiet, late-night layover. I arrived, sleepy, ready for a hotel room outside the airport, but circumstances kept me inside the terminal until after midnight. They say airports are full of stories. This one changed me. Arrival and the empty gate. I landed around 11:30 p.m., the hum of the engines still in my ears. Terminal 6 looked normal. Fluorescent lights, echoes of announcements, a few travelers scattered. Gate 66 was empty. I sat down, opened my laptop. Next to me, a woman about my age walked slowly, dragging a suitcase, staring at the departure boards. She wiped her eyes. I nodded at her politely. She didn't respond. After 30 minutes, I noticed something odd. Her flight information board showed, departed 2 hours earlier. Yet she remained, and she kept looking at me. A whisper in the corridor. At around midnight, the terminal quieted. Most shops had closed. The food and beverage section's lights were dim. I heard footsteps behind me, soft but heavy. I turned, nothing. I looked again. The woman was gone. I blinked. I saw her reflection in the glass wall behind the information desk. Her mouth moved, but no sound came. The corridor lights flickered. I felt a cold rush of air. Then a whisper, Flight 659. Gate closed. I shivered, convinced the airport's announcement had malfunctioned. But the automated voice said something else entirely. The legend of Terminal 6. I pulled out my phone and searched, Haunted LAX Terminal 6 Ghost Passengers. And yes, there it was. An article stating that cleaning crews and late-night staff at LAX have reported phantom travelers walking through Terminal 6, unresponsive, with no tickets, no bags, just moving as if still waiting for a flight. One pilot claimed that during pre-flight checks, he saw a ghostly figure sitting in the cockpit of an empty plane at Gate 64. And workers say Gates 60 to 69 in Terminal 6 are among the most haunted. As I read, the chill spread from my spine up to my neck. The locked gate. I noticed Gate 60 SIX's door was slightly ajar. A shuttle bus gate had left only minutes ago, yet the door remained. I walked closer. The signage board adjacent listed, Flight 659, on time, in green letters. But 659 had no record. The door creaked. I reached for the handle but hesitated. Something in the darkness beyond looked like a figure standing. I held my breath. Then the door clicked and shut suddenly with no one in sight. Escalators to nowhere. I decided to leave. I headed to the escalator down to baggage claim, but halfway the lights above flickered and went off. The escalator stopped and glowed under faint emergency lights. I looked down and saw a man standing at the bottom, motionless, staring upward. He had no suitcase, no movement, just watching. I called out. No response. I clicked the flashlight on my phone. The man vanished. Just the hum of fluorescent lighting returning and the escalator resuming motion. Mirror reflection. Back at my seat near Gate 66, I looked into the large glass wall. Behind me, I saw the woman again. No suitcase, no boarding pass in hand, just standing there silently. I turned quickly. She was gone. I exhaled. When I looked back at the glass, there were now two reflection figures. One was me. One was standing close behind me. I spun around, empty terminal. The flight announcement. Suddenly a boarding announcement echoed. Final boarding call for Flight 659 to Seattle. Proceed to Gate 66 immediately. My stomach turned. I approached the podium. The board blinked, then read, Gate 66, Flight 659, canceled. Behind me, I heard the suitcase wheels rolling. I risked looking. A black suitcase had moved across the floor about 10 feet from me. No one in sight. I froze. Stairwell of shadows. I took the stairs up to the mezzanine to escape. At the top landing, a security camera light was off. The stairwell doors were slightly ajar, breathing dim yellow light. I heard the quiet scuff of a shoe heel. I looked down the stairs, silent. I descended. At the bottom, I reached the door to mezzanine 3. It slammed shut even though wind control systems were off. I spun around. An elderly janitor cart was parked there, but empty. Midnight walk. I exited to the public departures road to leave, but my ride had canceled. I walked back into Terminal 6. It was 1:14 a.m., almost no one around. I passed Gate 60. The metal folding shutter behind was half open. Faint light. I leaned closer and saw a figure kneeling behind the shutter, head bowed. I said, "Hello." It lifted its head, but no eyes, just darkness under the visor. It then crawled away into the gate room. The terminal map. I pulled up the LAX map. Gates 60 to 69 correspond to airlines like Alaska and Hawaiian. Many personnel know its corridors, passageways. Some closets and corridors behind lounges are sealed off, but maintenance staff still log phantom footsteps and cold zones late at night. It felt like I was navigating not just a terminal, but the border between worlds. Mirror in baggage claim. I decided to head down to claim lounge just to keep moving. At baggage claim level, I passed a mirrored wall. I caught the woman's silhouette again, behind me this time. My heart hammered. I spun. Door closed behind me. I was alone. In reflection, I saw someone behind me reaching out. Just for a second. I backed away, but the image stayed. Encounter. At last, I returned to the escalator up. The top landing was dark. The airport intercom crackled and half said, "Departures doors will lock in 5 minutes." I rushed out to the curb, got my ride. As I looked back at Terminal 6 entrance, the giant glass facade reflected a figure standing behind the sliding doors, still 5 feet away. I took a photo. The figure is just a blur, but you can see he's standing in a passenger slot holding a small suitcase. No airline logo visible. Reflection and why it matters. I traveled home, but I couldn't forget. Why was I the only one who left? Why did she stay? Did Flight 659 ever exist? Or are the ghost passengers who missed flights, who never left the terminal, still waiting for their bags, their call to board? Every time someone walks into Terminal 6 with a bag, they trigger a story. The airport sleeps under lights, conveyors, announcements, but shadows walk its halls. Ghost passengers who have tickets to nowhere. If airports are gateways, Terminal 6 seems like a threshold. Would you stay in a terminal after midnight knowing what I saw? Share your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done? Subscribe for more real-life storytime videos every week. If you like this haunting tale of LAX, there's more waiting on the other side of the departure board.